So I decided to come outside today. It's not as cold as the past couple days. And I thought, let me do a little communication tip for the day. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. And today, the communication tip is really revolving around it could be a text, usually a text or an email or something of the sort that's written. Not because usually when you're speaking to someone, they will basically respond to you immediately. But this communication tip is around usually a text, something written. And what I want to say is that I think the best way to really understand this is if you were to put yourself in the shoe of the other person that's going to be experiencing this. So you write someone something. There are different areas of this I want to address. For example, you write something to someone, you ask them something, and they respond to perhaps a piece of that one question. So you ask 3 questions, but they respond to one question, and does not say I'll get back to you. I don't know the answer. I don't know if I can do that, or if I don't know the answer to these 2 other ones, but I'll get back to you as soon as I have the answer. Nothing like that. Just totally ignore the other 2 questions. So that is when I mentioned one communication tip I did perhaps a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned that the brain does not like gaps. It does not like unanswered questions. And so what happens is that when we do that, when we leave out a question, when we do not respond to all the questions that were asked, what we do is we leave the answer up to the person who is interpreting, who has asked the question. Because now, and usually the answer that they come up with is not something that's positive, because as humans we always go toward the negative. We don't go toward the positive unless we train ourselves to do that, right? We work on ourselves to really realize that it's nothing to do with us, and so for us to be able to cope with that, we give it a positive response, a positive meaning. So the next thing, though, is also when you ask someone something and they just do not respond at all. If you were to put yourself in that position, you'd realize that that does something really negative to how the other person is understanding that response. Because imagine that you write someone something and they do not respond at all. And the other way of responding when you're communicating in a written form is also that individuals are not really careful about how they respond. They may respond, but the tone of the response is so crisp and short, and you have to be very careful when you're responding in a written form, because there's nothing else to really help you to determine what that person is feeling. And so the only way that you can determine the response is just by what you see. And when it's a short, crisp, kind of a dismissive kind of a tone that you get in that written format, that's what you hear. When you're actually speaking to someone, then you can see body language, you can hear the tone of their voice, and so there are different ways of interpreting that response. But when it's written, you have to be so careful of how you write, what you write, and what tone and what meaning that is sending to the other person. So guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. And that was just another tip of communication, especially the written communication. So take care of yourselves, guys. Please like and share this video, and I hope just take care of yourselves out there. Okay, bye bye.